Okay gang, chaboni, my sheepers, TeddyGreyOnStuff back again. Today, we're going to be looking at the reason why Maureen should probably stay away from the Hellbanianz. Apparently, due to me being almost blocked on Instagram completely for even talking about Hellbanianz, I thought, fuck it, I'm going to talk about them some more. What are they going to do? Nothing. Without further ado, let's go. Like, comment, subscribe if you're not a Serb, and if you are, welcome.
What's up guys, it's Kid Nerd here back with another video, and today we're talking about the Hellbanianz and how they've took over the coke game in London. But before I get into all this, I'm actually doing a giveaway. I'm giving away a £50 Amazon gift card, and all you have to do is request to follow my Insta, and I'll be picking a random requester in my next video. My Insta is on the screen now, and all you have to do is follow that for your chance.
My Insta is TeddyGreyOnStuff, same as the YouTube channel, so go and follow that.
Win a £50 gift card. Also, before I get into this video, shout out Mateo Beat for sending over these crazy beats from my videos. He's absolutely killing the game right now with the beats, so everyone go show him love on the gram. Anyway, let's get into this video.
Shouts out to Mateo Beats. Shouts out to Kid Nerd as well. He's doing his thing.
So the UK actually consumes the most cocaine in the whole of Europe. In fact, they consume the second most in the world, just behind America. 1 in 5 16 to 24 year olds have actually taken cocaine in the last year in the UK. So as you can guess, there's a lot of money to be made in the coke game. £5 billion a year to be exact. And at the moment, Albanians are completely controlling the coke game in the UK. And the way they've done it is very smart. So Albanians first started to come into the UK in the late 90s. This was during the Kosovo War. Kosovans were able to seek asylum in the UK to flee the war, which actually resulted in hella Albanians saying, yeah, I'm Kosovan, allowing them to move to the UK. And naturally, just like any other nationality which has passed through the UK, some were looking to make big money in the new country. The eyes were first set on the sex trade. Now Soho is the centre of the London sex trade, and the Maltese Mafia have been running the sex work brothels for a long time. The Albanians started to be security for these Maltese ran brothels, but just like what Albanians have done for everything else, they soon took over, simply by just using violence, forcing the brothel owners to sell their businesses over to them. I know some people say violence isn't the answer, but Albanians have shown us it kinda is. So now they took over the brothels, they needed.
It's not that violence isn't the answer, it's that you'd rather talk about shit before you have to get violent. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure the Albanians went to the guy first and just said, look, we want to take over your shit. Do you want to do this the easy way or the hard way? You know? And then no violence has to occur. But if they say the hard way, it's got to be violence. That's just how the game is. The game's the game, you know? Oh yeah, cool, just don't work.
Workers. So these guys will go over to small villages in Moldova and promise girls of opportunities of being a model, but instead send them into the UK and trap them in brothels, which is quite sickening, but this is the reality of UK run brothels. If you've been to a UK run brothel, there's a high chance that they're probably forced to be there, whether their bosses have put them in.
Yeah, that's a bit mad. Like, especially since like, I know how much Albanian men, you know, give props and respect to their Albanian women. So to think that there's Albanian blokes that are just like going to Kosovo or going to Albania, just nabbing girls and saying, yeah, we'll bring you to the UK, you can be a model. And then next thing you know, they're in a bedroom with nothing but baby wipes and a fat trucker. Ugh, bit mad.
That, or they could literally just be forced to do it. Early Albanians also used to take the heads off parking meters and then take all the coins left in there. It actually bagged them a lot of money. And when thinking about it, it's kind of crazy that people weren't exploiting that beforehand.
Bro, I know so many people that were doing this. I know so many people that were doing this. I know people who used to take the fucking ATMs off the side of a building. Smash straight through the building, it'd take hours. Smash straight through the building and then take it out. All you need is one of those claw things on the back of a truck or a car. Take the whole thing out of the wall. But the parking meters are the easiest thing. All you need is a strong enough electric saw. Go straight through it and just drag the thing home. Easy.
Even fought against Jamaican and Chinese marijuana gangs and managed to take over some of that market in the early 2000s. Then their eyes set on cocaine. Now previously, how the cocaine market used to work in the UK was that international importers would work separately to the wholesalers and the street dealers. Also, the price of cocaine would vary on how pure it was. If it was more pure, it would cost more pretty much. The Albanians literally just ditched that whole way of working and started to work directly with Colombian cartels who produced the cocaine. They would then import it into the UK and keep the cocaine in-house to their own gangs. So the Albanians were bringing in cocaine for around £4,000 to £5,000 a kilo, while other people were buying it off Dutch wholesalers for around 22,000 a kilo, while also increasing its purity. So the Albanians cut the price of cocaine massively, while also increasing its purity. Their first problem though was smuggling it into the UK. Now the attack.
Bro, that is Tony Montana shit. That's Tony Montana shit, because you've not only got the brawns, but you've got the brains as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's obviously a lot more sinister to be going into business with the Colombian cartels. However, if you know that you as a gang are straight up and everybody in your circle is tight, and they have, they have the laws of Canon, Besa is probably their strongest asset, so they have things that sort of keep them in check and keep them as a gang, as a unit. So they know that nothing's gonna fall out because the circle's so tight, you know what I'm saying? So they know that they can go to the Colombian gangs and bring it in dirt cheap and have nothing fuck up. Not only that, but if you're getting it more pure and it's coming in at 4 or 5k compared to the Dutch people that are selling it at like 20k, anyone who's selling it under them has to recoup that money, so they have to sell it for more. Bro, Albanians have been killing it. Stop it.
The Mafia controls some of Europe's largest ports, and luckily Albanians had a good relationship with Italians, with some of them being hitmen for Italian mafias, and Italy actually even used to control Albania at one time. So the Italian and Albanian mafias started to build a tight alliance, and together they would smuggle cocaine through Colombia to Rotterdam in the Netherlands and Antwerp in Belgium, which would then route into Essex or Hull in the UK. They could do this because they have a lot of port workers on their payroll who would turn a blind eye to suspicious shipments. But this practice is very tricky, and there's seen quite a few people in jail, like Klodjan Klopper, who ran a £60 million cocaine import syndicate. He was jailed in 2017 after his courier was intercepted in Kent, which just goes to show how risky it is importing this in. But one thing Albanians have been very good at is their relationship building. So far they've managed to avoid any big tit for tat wars against any other gangs. Maybe because they're so nice and polite, or maybe it's because everyone is just scared of them. I'd probably go with the latter, but it's been key for their survival in the game, which has allowed Albanians to build alliances.
If you govern people through fear, they're a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for? They're a lot less despondent. That's probably such a fucking long way about going about what I was trying to say, but if you govern through fear, people will follow because they fear, It's one of the strongest emotions. That's fire. So nobody really fucked with them because they were either scared or just because Albanians were polite to everyone, like you keep to your side, we'll keep to ours. We'll never bother you, just so long as you never bother us. And the Albanians, they will keep to that. They won't bother anybody else just so long as nobody else bothers them. And that's it. Like, you can't really fuck with that. Like, they're ruthless, but they're ruthless for their own gain. They're not trying to be ruthless so that somebody else has to lose something. Do you know what I mean? It's mad. There's never any bad intentions. Let's go.
All gangs over the UK who sell their products in their streets. Literally the only area in the UK which isn't dealing Albanian coke is Liverpool in the north of England, which is actually one of the biggest markets for cocaine consumption. But the criminal gangs in Liverpool have a lot of resilience to outsiders. They've managed to keep Albanians out of the city's drug trade, with the Albanian Mafia pretty much saying it's more trouble than it's worth. But I don't think they're losing much sleep over this, with them controlling pretty much everywhere else in the UK. And they probably aren't going anywhere anytime soon, with a very sophisticated and professional and royal way of working.
I can tell you now, Albanians are not up north. Like, Albanians aren't running shit up north. In the north of England, in the north of Albania, obviously they're running shit. But in the north of England, there's no Albanians up here. There are next to zero Albanians up here. Like, which is weird as well, because this is like the cheapest place to live in the UK. Like, the further north you go, it just gets cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. So, but the amount of people that take cocaine, just in the place where I'm from, like where the place I live, the amount of people that take cocaine is ridiculous. So, any Albanians want to hit me up for the connect? Imagine that. Networking. Let's go.
Which has much to do with the Albanian code of Besa. This means to keep a promise, and the Albanian Mafia take this very serious, and it will be very rare for a member to sell out his own gang. Then came the younger generation of these Albanians. I'm talking the Hellbanians, who began the trend of making flashy videos and waving money around. They control a block in East London called Gasquenas.
When he says they started a trend of acting flashy and throwing money around, you go on like rappers haven't been doing that for time anyway. Like, Albania just came in like throwing money around, just being dead flash for no reason. No, Albanians felt like they had to do that because that's what every other rapper was doing. Do you know what I mean? Like, a lot of Albanian rappers in Albania and Kosovo, their videos are like very, very minimal,
I'm talking the Hellbanians, who began the trend of making flashy videos and waving money around. They control a block in East London called Gasquenas. You might have seen them in a couple music videos like Hood Life, which is on around 15 million views right now. These guys are pretty much the retail game of the Albanian Mafia.
If you haven't checked out my reaction to Hood Life 1, go check it out. If you want me to do Hood Life 2, Leave a comment down below, let's go.
Mafia imports the drugs and sells it to Hellbanianz for cheap, which allows them to control the London street game of cocaine. But their flashy and loud style has put more light on their activities than they were like. In cases like Tristan Salini, he was found with a suitcase of cocaine and a machine pistol after a high-speed chase, has put the gang under some serious obo. Now, they searched his property after and found £6 million worth of drugs. Now, I'm no drug supplier, but I'm pretty sure having £6 million of drugs in one place has to be a bit silly. Stuff like this makes it understandable why Albanians are the second biggest foreign nationality in the UK prisons. And the Albanian Mafia actually doesn't like this type of stuff. Firstly, it goes against Albanian culture with their flashiness and disses to police, and it just makes their whole operation more hot. Also, in 2019, some of their main gang
seen all three of them before, and I think I've seen them all in a Vins and Stealth video. Yeah, it does seem a little bit stupid, like being that flashy and keeping £6 million worth of cocaine in one place. Like, to them, they must feel like they're immortal, like nobody can stop them, do you know what I mean? Like, they're too big to fail. Because once you start earning a certain amount of money, it starts getting stupid and you start thinking, hang on a minute, like, where could we take this? Where does this end, you know? Like, you don't see it ending. You just see continuous growth and winning until the day you die. That's how you see it, but seldom does that ever happen, you know? Because you get complacent, you leave £6 million of coke lying around and you get caught. That's what happens, you know? Keep it in a fucking bunker somewhere, or get one of those, what are they called? I'm gonna go mental. Those big fucking carriers that go on the back of lorries. Get one of those things, keep it somewhere, or rent garages from the council because they never check them. Why am I giving people fucking ideas, man?
Members were caught raiding a rival drug factory with a gun and machetes and started raiding the crop house. One of these being Azan Dedici, who you might have seen on Insta driving a gold Mercedes with the number plate Hellboyz. He actually nearly got away. The police tasered him, but he managed to pull out the wires and run, but obviously got caught after. Others were also there, but they actually managed to flee. The Hellbanians gained
It is difficult to run if you've just been tasered. Like, the shock still runs through your body. I got tasered as I was trying to jump a fence, and I was like half over the fence, but like I was leaning on it, got tasered straight in the arm, tried to pull it off, and I was still like, I landed on the ground and I was still like shaking. Taser was out. It was on the other side of the fence. The guy was still trying to get over the fence to try and get me. But that motherfucker hurt, and I couldn't run properly. I was running like that. Just bare wobbly and shit. It's hard to do.
seen on Insta driving a gold Mercedes with the number plate Hellboyz. He actually nearly got away. The police tasered him, but he managed to pull out the wires and run, but obviously got caught after. Others were also there, but they actually managed to flee. The Hellbanians gained intelligence beforehand that the factory was full of crops, which would have been worth thousands. They cut down the cannabis crops and put them in black bin bags, but didn't manage to flee off with it after. And this is something a lot of gangs in the UK do. They'll normally get a tip-off that someone's growing cannabis at an address. Then they'll raid the factory, normally at night, and cut the cannabis and pretty much sell it off for free profit. In the UK, most of these cannabis farms are run by Chinese gangs.
They're not most of them. The Chinese don't own the farms. I wish people actually knew like what they were talking about. Like, obviously, Kid Nerd, I don't know much about him. I don't know anything about him, but I'm guessing he stayed in a lot of his life. Chinese don't own crop farms. You're mad, especially not in the UK. You're actually mad. I guarantee more Albanians run crop farms in the UK than Chinese do. He's watched Top Boy. That's what this is. This kid's watched a lot of Top Boy. So he thinks that Chinese people will just give single mums money to go and set up shop somewhere. That's not what happens, bro. The Chinese aren't doing shit. The Chinese are not doing shit. Believe me. Other than in London, and even in London, they're not really doing that much, really. Because like you say, Albanians been doing more. So that's a bit gassed. But yeah, man, that used to be lucrative. Like back in the day, you used to get a tip off about somewhere that was growing a lot of weed. You go there, chop everything up, quickly hang it upside down, rake everything out of it, and then go rake in the profits. That's just what happens, you know. But that's part of the price of having to grow the shit here. Like obviously with cocaine, you can't grow that in this country, so can't do it like that.
And this is something a lot of gangs in the UK do. They'll normally get a tip-off that someone's growing cannabis at an address. Then they'll raid the factory, normally at night, and cut the cannabis and pretty much sell it off for free profit. In the UK, most of these cannabis farms are run by Chinese gangs. And it's literally like taking candy from a baby. Like, there's not really much these farmers could do apart from accept that they're being jacked. A famous example of this was Morrison's brother, called Stephen Morrison. He and others were caught raiding a cannabis farm worth £2.5 million, which left one of their workers dead. That 2.5 million worth of cannabis, that is a lot. And I really hope that isn't all Stardog as well. Because guys, in all seriousness, we need to start pushing the petition to stop growing Stardog. So I want everyone to drop a hashtag Stop Stardog 2021 and eventually stop the killing of my...
You know what? I rate it. I rate it. No more Stardog. No more Stardog. Do you know what? While we're at it, let's get rid of lemon. Let's get rid of lemon. Because that gives you like that chemical taste in the back of your throat and it makes you feel like you're drinking bleach. Fuck lemon. Let's go.
People as well. Hellbanianz aren't the only Albanian street gang in London. There are other gangs like OTR in South East London and a few more throughout the city. Two separate other Albanian gang members were actually involved in the largest cash robbery in UK history. It was the 22nd of February 2006 and 6 armed men robbed the security depot in Kent and stole over £53 million, which is even crazier because there was over 100 million more to steal but they couldn't even hold all the money in. Other Albanian gangs were also involved in arms distribution and contract killings where they charged anywhere in the region of £15,000 to £100,000. Now, as I said before, Hellbanianz have drawn a lot of attention towards themselves. These guys are literally posting themselves with machine guns and cocaine and are rolling around in Lambos and Rolls Royces. This is because they want to encourage more Albanians to move to the UK and join them. By posting about this so-called lavish lifestyle they live, more and more people want to get involved. And this isn't really that hard to do because
I don't think it's for that reason. I don't think it is for that reason. I don't think Hellbanianz are doing all this flashy shit because they want people to move to the UK to join them. I don't think that's what it is at all. Because, like I say, in Albania and in Kosovo, they don't, like, their music videos aren't very flashy. Not all of the time anyway, even the rap ones. The drill ones, obviously, but that's just the drill atmosphere. Like, you have to have big arses shaking, money flying around, and some sort of expensive car. Lambo, Bugatti, Rolls. Who cares? But that's how they do it in, like, that's all Americanized, and obviously the UK has taken that from America, like, oh yeah, we need to be flashy, Gucci, Louis V. Go fuck yourself, bro. We like having money over here, and Gucci means you've got to give up your money. Why am I doing that? No, go Primark, be smart. You know what I'm saying? Fucking idiots. What was I even saying? Yeah, so I don't think it's for that reason. I think it's more because that's just the life that they have to live around here. Do you know what I mean? Like, everything's a competition around here. Like, even if your friend gets, like, brand new pair of trainers, you got to go out the next week and get yourself a brand new pair of trainers. It's just one-upsmanship. That's how it is around here. And it's all Americanized. But obviously the UK took it on as well. So Hellbanianz have had to take it on as well. If they went to fucking Albania, if they went back to Tirana, or they went to Pristina and made a music video, it wouldn't be like this. It wouldn't be like this.
a lot of areas in Albania are very poor. Youth unemployment is very high in the country, so it's understandable why a lot of youths want to be involved so badly. In 2010, Albanians actually won the right to travel through certain countries in Europe without a visa. These are called Schengen areas, and it allows Albanians to travel to the Netherlands, where the Albanian and Italian mafia control illegal activities in the port. So from the Netherlands, Albanian gangs will then smuggle Albanians to the UK, which does give a reason to their flashy lifestyle. But guys, don't be fooled by what you see from these rappers. Trapping is not glamorous at all. There's nothing flashy about sleeping in dirty bandos and nitties, and stuffing crack up your bum while running from the police to dodge a PH charge. And quite a lot of these Hellbanians are doing quite hefty jail sentences right now, like Tristan Salini, who I mentioned earlier, who's doing 25 years. Like, I don't think people really deep how long 25 years is. That's really 1/3 of your life stuck in a box. I'd say fair enough, if there's no consequences, then go make your quick money. But there are consequences, so just be smart about what you do. One of the biggest mistakes you could do is be fooled by someone's flexing. From time I'm seeing people spend their last £1,000 on designer clothes, I just knew the world was lost. I'm talking about them real Instagram drip or drowners who seem to own every named brand, but start to scratch the head when their mum can't pay the rent. Obviously, gangs like Hellbanianz do make a lot of money. I'm not disputing that at all, but the money they make is incomparable to the heads of mafias and the importers. But you'll rarely catch a mafia boss in a pair of Dior's. Obviously, it's everyone's choice what they want to do with their money, but I just feel that social media and personalities have just made silly expectations for people. That you need to have a foreign car at this age, or that you need to own a Rolex just to show that you're really making money. Like, everyone, please just do your own thing. Wear what you want to wear, drive what you want to drive. No one's watching you like that. Everyone's just busy in their own mind. Anyway guys, I think that wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed...
Well, do you know what? I'm actually going to give that a like. Well done, mate. One thing I will say though is obviously that little bit at the end that he put in there about how like social media has bred people to believe that you need like the best car or the best clothes or whatever that you need all this shit. But that's not really social media's fault. Social media exacerbated it, but people have always been like that. It's the keeping up with the Joneses effect. That's all it is. You want to be better than the next man. And that's fine, you know, but just don't do it outside of your means. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to put everything up on social media. The reason why that kid, the kid nerd, feels like it's social media that's exacerbated it is because that kid's obviously on social media all the fucking time. I'm not on social media, so I don't give a shit about that stuff. I don't even see it, let alone think about it. You know what I mean? And if I am on Instagram, I'm not scrolling through people's shit. I'm posting stuff myself, reply to a few messages if I can find them, and then boom, I'm gone. That's it. You know what I mean? Well, I think what we've learned there is that the Hellbanianz, they're not to be fucked with. So, Marin, stay safe, stay alert, look both ways when you're crossing the road, and you should be alright, mate. Somebody also told me in the comment section that Vinz is out now, so he's out of prison. But I heard he shot a hotel manager, so I don't know. I don't know what to believe. Let me know in the comment section. Also, let me know if you want me to do any more documentaries, anything else you want me to do, let me know. TeddyGreyOnStuff. Let's go. Peace, deuces.